It's Oopsy Annie back on my front porch because today is a sunny, bright day. It's in the mid-40s, but it's sunny. Why, I think I can almost smell spring in the air. Almost. It's so close. And the sun, well, it is so bright that I feel like I have to wear my sunglasses. Ah, that's better. I decided to start March off with another Oopsy Artsy Drop. I'm going to go out and leave random gifts, Oopsy gifts, that I've made myself for some random person to come along and discover and hopefully keep. You want to see what I made? Here's one, and here's another one. Woo! And this one. This one? Oh, and this one? Woo. That's it. I made 6 of these odd-looking thingies. What do you think it is? I think it could be a pot holder. I think that it could be a coaster to put a drink on. It can be whatever anybody wants it to be for them. Now, I made it out of dish towels, old found dish towels, bric-a-brac, and this is an old dress of mine. A sweatshirt material dress. Each one is different because each of us are different, right? I don't want my things to look like carbon copies of the thing that I made before. Does that make sense? Everything that I make, I love to make look unique, like something that has never been before until that moment that I made it. And I love using found objects. Free is always good. Plus, if you don't spend a lot of money to make the things that you make, when you mess up and you have those oopsies, they don't hurt quite so bad. I'd like to share a quote for today. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. And that's by Winston Churchill. Did you know that he had that quote in his repertoire of quotes? I sure didn't. So I like that because I've been sort of like my entire adult life a huge volunteer because I was a stay-at-home mom, because I was a homeschooling mom, and then when I became a storyteller, well, very hard not to share the healing art of storytelling when you have those in need of a story. It's not the kind of profession you go into to get rich. You're very lucky if you make money at storytelling, but it's often something that you are just compelled to give and to share. I have made a life by what I have given. Not bad, and it's been quite handy to have that hubby of mine. He has been my financial backer, my benefactor, my great emotional support. Good guy, Jiffy Jeff. Good guy. Now, let's go. I'm going to put my sunglasses back down because this light is really bright. I don't think after all these days, I got something in my eyeball. Out of all the days that we've had here, those winter skies, and they're kind of hazy, foggy, snowy, the sun hasn't been able to shine quite so bright in a while. So my eyeballs are like, it's bright, put those sunglasses on. That's better. Say my eyes. I'm getting silly. I think it's time to go and drop some random oopsie artsies somewhere. Hopefully someone who will appreciate it. Ta-ta! Okay, I'm sitting back. The stone is quite comfortable. I've got a great view. But I also have wind. It's not that great, you know? And I would hate to sit here and tell you all a story and go home and then in the editing process realize it's absolutely unusable. So I gotta move on. Oh, this is a nice spot though. I might stay here for just a few more minutes. So I found a little quieter area in the woods off the main path. Not as windy here, so I'm hoping that my fairy story will work well in this area. Now this is a story. Let me get a little comfortable. Excuse me, here comes a leg. There we go. This is the story from Ireland called The Fairy Shilling. And I thought it would be a good story for an Oopsy Artsy Drop. And oh, by the way, this is an Irish story and I can't seem to help myself. I will probably go into an Irish brogue. It's not meant to lampoon the Irish. It is because I love it, the musicality of it, and it just seems to happen naturally, and I'm sure I'm pretty poor at it. It's just the way my soul wants to speak the story, so pardon me. Was coming home from the market. It had been a good day, and he sees up on the road ahead of him a woman, and she's got a package in her hand, and she's got it, and she's holding it in her hand, and she's standing there. He walks up near her. He doesn't say a word, and she doesn't say a word to him either, but she turns and she starts walking beside him down the path, and it's very companionable, you see, just walking peacefully, enjoying the sights and each other's quiet company. And Patty notices that she has that bag, and she moves it to the other hand. And then after a while, she moves it to the other hand. And Patty thinks, oh, that bag must be awfully heavy for her. So he offers to carry it for her, being a gentleman the way Patty is, and a kind-hearted soul. Very gratefully, she gives him her bag. Now he's thinking it's heavy, but when he gets a hold of it, it's real light. No problem at all to carry. And they keep walking, not saying a word, just enjoying each other's companionship, loving the sights of nature that they're passing, feeling grateful for the day. Well, after a while, Patty is getting closer to home, and he comes to the fork in the road, and he says, well, this way is my house. Are you going the other way? Oh, no, she goes, I'm going the same way you are. Oh, he says. And so she takes the fork with him, and he sees his house up there ahead of him, and he sees his neighbor Jimmy Jenks. I think it's Jimmy Jinks. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but he is not important to the story, so who cares? And she says, oh, that's where I'm going, to Jimmy Jinks' house. Oh, he says. And he walks her to the gate, and at the gate he gives her back her bag, and she thanks him kindly. And she says, now, Patty, are you a drinking man? And it doesn't occur to him that she just said his name, and he never told her his name. No, he gets caught up on the drinking part. He says, oh, no, I've been pretty good my whole life, but every once in a while when I go to market, I might tip 1 or 2 back. And she says, well, Patty, here's a shilling. I want you to go out and have a drink on me. And he says, oh, okay. And he takes the shilling, and they bid each other goodbye, and he goes home, and he doesn't think a thing about it until the next morning. And he realizes he hadn't even asked the lady's name. And so he goes over to Jimmy's house, knocks on the door. Jimmy answers the door, and he says, oh, Jimmy, I just dropped your friend off here last night, and it never occurred to me to ask her name. Can you tell me the name of your visitor? And Jimmy goes, I've got no visitor. Nobody's here. Well, Patty thinks that's mighty odd. But he goes on his way. And a few days later, he's back at the market, and he wants himself some tobacco. So he goes and takes that shilling out of his pocket, and he buys himself a good plug of tobacco. He gets some change back, and he drops it into his pocket, and he walks off. A little later, he puts his hand in his pocket, and he pulls out the change. And in the change is the shilling, too. Well, off and on for several years, every time Patty tries to spend the shilling, it comes back to him, right back in his pocket later. Well, that was a curious gift that lady gave him. He started to worry about it. He wondered if maybe there was something tied to the gift that wasn't so good, even though the gift had only done good things for him. Bought him potatoes when he needed potatoes, bought him tobacco when he needed tobacco, bought him the ale or 2 he had when he went to the pub. But still, he started to worry about the gift. What if it does something suddenly bad, he thinks. So he goes to the priest, and the priest does a bunch of prayers over it. And don't you know, when the priest was done, the shilling disappeared. Like that. No more shilling, no more gift. And that's what happened to the fairy shilling. Now, why did I just tell you that story? Do we sometimes not accept the gift that we're given for some unknown fear? Poor Patty lost this gift of the shilling that had been nothing but good because he started to worry about it, to think there was something wrong with the gift. Now, I'm going to go drop off my random gifts, and I'm really hoping that those that accept it with a glad and open heart and just not fear. fear it, for I only want my gift to be nothing but good in someone else's life. Okay, here they are. I really hope the best for them. I really don't want them to become pollution. That's not what my Oopsy gifts are meant to be. All right. Bye-bye now. This has been an Oopsie Annie Oopsie Artsy Drop. I'm walking away now, folks, and I'm looking ahead and I do see people arriving. By luck's chance, a little bit of that fairy luck. Nobody was coming by when I was hanging it all up. Got to be sneaky. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy my videos and come back and see more. Bye-bye now.